The English version of Union Arena is finally here. Let's talk about the first IP, Hunter x Hunter. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mobby here, and just so you guys know, this is going to be the first episode in a very long series. We're going to be covering every single Union Arena archetype, every color, etc., starting with Hunter x Hunter Green. So hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like and subscribe, it really helps out. I upload daily duels and deck profiles for One Piece TCG, Dragon Ball Super Fusion World, and Union Arena. Alright, so as of recording today, September 27th, the starter deck for Hunter x Hunter and Bleach is coming out. Then on October 4th, it'll be the booster packs. This deck today, we'll be going over the starter deck as well as the booster packs. Pretty much every color has kind of two archetypes, whether or not, depending on the IP. So we're going to have one later going over the secondary color, the secondary archetype of the green color. But for now, this is going to be the first one, which is going to be revolving around just Gon and his friends. So we're going to go ahead and talk about every single card and how the overall deck works. And pretty much the deck works like this. This is a pretty medium sort of ramping deck. You need 5 total energy to get out your really awesome late game stuff. There's good consistent 0 cost mana generators in here, as well as 2 generators plus. So let's go, starting with 0 to 5. So we're running 10 0 costs. This is Gon here. So this is going to be your main card of the deck. There are 2 raid types, raid Gon cards in this as a total for 8. So here's Gon Freecss. It's pretty simple. This one's add this card to your hand if you don't get it earlier. So there it is. So just your basic Gons. Next up we have Mito, which is a really good card in this deck. 0. When played, choose up to one other character. It gets 1,000. Then the active is choose a character to become active and get 3,000 BP. This is a really good card to get at the beginning. Even if you don't use the ability, it's just really good. Good defensive thing. And also, if you get the other card later, Leorio, you can bounce her back to be able to play this again. Because there is a Gon in here that does get some bonuses when he's buffed up a little bit. So this card's really good. Next, for the last of the 0 costs, we have these tech Kurapikas. Now you can run, I recommend running 8 to 12 zeros, but here I'm running 10. So Kurapika doesn't do anything special. However, you get this card to your hand if you don't get it early game. Next off, we have our mana generators. Number 2. Leorio, 1 cost. When played, return to one other character with 1 or less required energy. If you cannot, then you bounce Leorio back to your hand. So you want to get this out on turn 1 or 2, depending on if you're going first or second. And the best case scenario is to bring the Mito back. But if you get anything else, like the Gon back, it's whatever. You pretty much you always want to get out your mana generators. You want to have 5 total, because that's going to be your best stuff. Because 5 total, when you get your raid cards off a trigger, you'll be able to use it right away. So this is the secondary plus mana generator. This is Whale Island for 2 energy. If Gon is on your field, this site gets 1 more energy. So it's always 1, but if there's a Gon, it's going to be 2. And in this deck, there is a lot of Gon, so this will happen a lot. And the trigger is really good, which is Get. So these 2 are really good for your early game mana generators. So we're running 3 of these sites. Next off, we have another Gon. This is for HTR 1, Gon 2. So this is a character. When played, look at the top 5 cards. You can grab 1 Killua, 1 Kurapika, or 1 Leorio with 4 or less required energy, and then add it to your hand. So if you're able to play this when you have 2 energy, you can grab a lot of good stuff here that we've seen. Leorio, you can grab again for more energy. You have your Kurapikas, and then we have 1 more Kurapika later on. There is a Killua here, but unfortunately it's a 5 drop, so you won't be able to grab it with there. But there is some good Kurapikas or Leorio to grab with this. Otherwise, it's a pretty good Gon to just get off on the board for 2,500, and it's going to be a body to use as a raid later on. Next off, we have this 3-drop Hunter's License. This is just your staple 4 finals. 2 AP come back up. Then if this happens to be your final life, you get to heal 1, which is pretty good. Alright, so then these are your 4 staple specials of the deck. Fishing Rod for 3 energy. Choose 1 character equal to the highest BP on your field and return to their hand. However, if Gon is on your field, you go ahead and sideline it instead. Now, in this deck, you're usually going to want to use this with 4,000 power, or you can buff it up to 5,000 with a Raid Gon or Mito. But pretty much, it's a pretty decent card. Alright. Next off, we have Gon. This is going to be your 4 staple color Gon, 4 color cards with Gon. So this is a 3 cost, however, 2 actions. Gon when played and on the front line. So if you happen to put it to your side, your energy line is not going to go off. However, you choose one other character on your opponent's line equal to less than 1,000 multiplied by the number of other characters on your front line. So if this is your only character, when you play this, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, up to a 4,000. This is a very strong card. Any deck in this game that has any sort of removal, even if it is a bounce back to your hand or the better sideline it's so strong. Anything that sidelines, it's insanely strong in Uni Arena, as we found. So it's a little expensive to do, a little bit of setup, but the fact that you can sideline with this, it's so good. Color. Play 1 green character with 2 or less and 1 AP from your hand and set it to your active on the field. So if you do like a purple deck, sometimes you're doing it from the sideline, but this one is from your hand. So you want to make sure, like you always have, you know, some setup in your hand to use this. And once again, it's just another card to use with Raid. Next off, we have another Gon, 3 cost Gon. This is if this character has 4,000 or more BP, it gains impact. Once again, 4,000. It starts with 3. It can get buffed up with another Gon in this deck or the Mito. So this is a pretty good way to end out the games with impact if you can somehow just jump on in. And the active is really good. You can switch to active and gain 3,000. It's really powerful. So a really awesome, good Gon. Running 2 of these. Now, for some more mana generation, we have Kurapika here. This is another card that can be searched from the other Gon that we saw earlier. If you have 6 or more energy generation, this character gains 1,000 BP. If you already have like a Leorio, or if you have your Whale Islands and you have +5 mana generation already, you don't really need this in the back line. You can instead put it to the front line and then just end up getting a really powerful Kurapika on the board. So it's a pretty fun card to use. Now, one of your key pieces of the deck, this is a Gon Raid for 4 Dawn, which is very 4 Dawn, One Piece, 4 energy, which is very easy to get. So Raid, when played, and then later on when you attack, choose up to 2 characters. They gain 1,000 BP until the end of the turn. So the turn that you play this, it can't attack, remember, and then you give 1,000 BP to itself. It says 2 characters. It doesn't say other characters and up to. So him, and then maybe the other Gon for the impact, and then that turn when you attack, you get 1,000 BP again. So if you want, you can get this guy to 6,000 BP for 1 turn that you're attacking, and then someone else plus 2,000, which is crazy strong. And the raid is simple. If you have enough energy, raid with it. And, you know, once again, the goal is to have 5 energy as much as possible. This guy's a 4, but then after this card, we're going to talk about some really amazing, awesome 5 cost stuff that you need. So really good, powerful card. So we're running 4 of these. Next off, we have the 5 cost Gon, 5 energy Gon. So he has always impact 1, which is crazy good. The impact in this game is amazing. When played, all characters on your field get 1,000, so itself as well, and then every other character. And also the raid is pretty nice. Just, you know, if the trigger is, you just raid if you can. So really good. 2, 3, 4. So those are all of the 5-drop Gons. Now for the Killua Zoldyck. This is a 5-drop with 2 actions. Amazing card. We're running 4 of these simply because it has the ability to sideline things. When played, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line with BP equal to or less than the highest BP of other characters on your field. So unfortunately, Killua cannot KO things on its own, but usually you're going to have a 3,000, a 4,000, and maybe if you're lucky, a 5,000 on your field. And then when you play this, you'll be able to KO somebody on your opponent's front line. This is a really good card in general. And we're running 4 of these. The reason why, it's 5 drops, right? 5 drops. Now, for your last card of the deck, it's another 5 drops. So right now we have 4, 8, we have 10 5 drops. This is Hisoka. So I'm running 2 of these. So this card's a little slow. However, if you get it on the field quick and easy, it's going to force your opponent to make some really difficult choices. Once per turn, when this character attacks and wins a battle, draw a card. Meaning he can attack face, or if your opponent wants to defend it, you get to draw another card if they lose. Then you can also activate main by paying 1 AP once per turn. So obviously this is the turn following because he can't attack the turn that he jumps out. until the end of your turn, your opponent must block if able. So this is really good if your board is filled up, you have nothing left to do. You know, you already use your other AP to draw an extra card. You're gonna be able to draw another card because your opponent has to block. And usually 4,000 is like the highest normally that you said, and then you usually buff them up to 5,000, 6,000. Some characters obviously get 6,000 plus, but those are like really high cost characters. So there you go, that is the deck. All right guys, so I hope you guys like this. If you're interested, link down below. I'm going to be putting every single deck profile down in the description for you guys, but this is the deck that I'm going to be running for Hunter x Hunter Green for the Gon archetype. Now, to give you guys a little bit of a preview for the next video that we're going to be talking about in terms of the Hunter x Hunter Green, the other archetype is going to be revolving around Kurapika, which is going to be Emperor time. It's going to be awesome because that Kurapika has, I believe, like a 6-drop or a 7-drop, so you have to generate a lot of energy. But that's the cool thing about the green archetype. It revolves around really getting up there, just having a lot of energy to throw out your good stuff. So I think that this deck is pretty well balanced. You have a lot of early game generation with 10 cost zeros. You have around 8 or so +2 mana generators. You have some really decent sidelining cards. You have like a bunch of good sidelining cards. And of course you have 5 drops for your super late game. So this is going to be a really awesome, fun, and consistent deck. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Union Arena. This is just the first one in a very long series that we're going to do. Once again, we're going to talk about every IP, every color, every archetype, and we're gonna go on even the Japanese ones going forward too, but we're gonna focus on the English ones the most. And stay tuned for all the duels too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.